Urgent Dallas Cowboys fans, do not miss this. What just happened? You won't believe this one. But before we reveal the big news, make sure to subscribe to the channel because here we bring you daily videos with the latest Dallas Cowboys updates. And to not miss anything, activate the notifications. Hey, Cowboys Nation. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most pivotal moments of this NFL season, a game that has sent shockwaves through the Dallas fan base and profoundly impacted the team's playoff aspirations. It's a story that's not only about a single game, but also about the broader narrative of the Cowboys' 2023 campaign, the highs, the lows, and what it all means for the future. So, buckle up, because what we're about to dissect is a comprehensive, detailed analysis of the recent loss to the Detroit Lions, the implications for the team, and what lies ahead. This isn't just a recap, it's a deep dive into everything that makes the Cowboys' season so fascinating and complex. Let's start with the big reveal. Yes, the Cowboys' three-game winning streak has come to an abrupt halt. After dominating teams like the Kansas City Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles, many fans and analysts thought this squad was hitting its stride. But the game against the Lions on Thursday night was a stark reminder of how quickly momentum can shift in the NFL. The final score, a 20-17 victory for Detroit, might seem close on paper, but the game's flow and critical moments tell a much more nuanced story. It's a story of missed opportunities, costly mistakes, and the harsh reality that even a good team can falter when it matters most. Now, let's talk about the grim numbers and what they reveal. The Cowboys' playoff odds, which had been climbing after those back-to-back wins, have now plummeted to a mere 9%. That's a staggering drop, and it forces us to think. What does this mean for the team's postseason chances? Sure, mathematically, it's still possible. The Cowboys will need to win out every single remaining game and hope for a lot of help from other teams. But such a slim percentage reflects the magnitude of this setback. It's not just about one game lost, it's about how it affects the entire trajectory of the season. What's especially frustrating for Cowboys fans is the nature of the loss. The offense, which had been riding a wave of momentum, fell flat in crucial moments. And at the center of it all was Jake Ferguson, a player who had been one of the bright spots this season. Ferguson's nightmarish first half, marked by a fumble after a simple 4-yard catch on 3rd and 21, was a devastating blow. The play was essentially dead. The Lions had no reason to force the issue, yet Ferguson's attempt to fight for extra yards cost the team dearly. That fumble gifted the Lions a short field, and just 4 plays later, Detroit scored a touchdown, opening a 17-6 lead that Dallas struggled to erase. This isn't just about one mistake, it's about the pattern of recent performances. Ferguson, who entered the season as a promising second-year tight end, has struggled with consistency lately. According to reports from Bobby Belt of 105, the Fan, this was his 7th fumble in his last 25 games, a stark contrast to his first 35 games, where he recorded 0 fumbles. That kind of regression raises questions about ball security, focus, and perhaps the physical toll of the NFL season. For a player who just signed a lucrative 4-year, $50 million contract extension, with over $20 million guaranteed, these mistakes are especially costly. They not only hurt the team's chances in the game, but also raise concerns about Ferguson's ability to be the reliable offensive weapon the Cowboys envisioned. But Ferguson's issues weren't confined to the fumble alone. Later in the game, he was flagged for illegal hands to the face during a key drive, nullifying an otherwise promising sequence that could have put Dallas in scoring position. That penalty, coupled with the earlier mishap, resulted in a net loss of potential points that could have made the difference in a game decided by just 3. Thinking about the broader picture, Ferguson's struggles highlight a recurring theme for the Cowboys this season: inconsistency. Sure, he's had moments of brilliance, ranking 10th among all pass catchers with 70 receptions, and tied for 5th with 7 touchdowns. He's been a vital part of the offense, especially in the red zone, and his chemistry with Dak Prescott has shown flashes of promise. But these costly errors, the fumble and the penalty, underscore a deeper issue: the fragile balance between success and failure that NFL teams walk each week. One week you're celebrating a touchdown or a clutch catch. The next you're lamenting a turnover or a penalty that shifts the game's momentum. It's worth analyzing how this game fits into the larger context of the Cowboys season. After a promising start, including a dominant victory over the Giants and a competitive game against the Eagles, the team seemed to find its footing. The offensive line had been solid, the defense was making plays, and Dak Prescott looked poised. But injuries, turnovers, and mental lapses have plagued them at crucial junctures. Ferguson's fumble and penalty are emblematic of those issues. It's almost as if the Cowboys are a team on the edge, capable of greatness, but also susceptible to self-inflicted wounds. Another key aspect to consider is the defense. While the offense struggled at times, the defense kept the team in the game for most of the night. Micah Parsons, as always, was a force, applying pressure and making plays. The secondary, led by Trevon Diggs, was tested but held its ground for much of the contest. Still, giving up a late touchdown to the Lions' offense, which has been quite potent this year, indicates areas that need improvement. The game also exposed how even minor mistakes can be magnified when facing offensive juggernauts like Detroit, which features a talented quarterback and a balanced attack. Now, what does this mean for the Cowboys' playoff chances? It's dire, only a 9% chance, as mentioned earlier. But we must ask ourselves, is it all doom and gloom? Not necessarily. The NFL is unpredictable, and teams have come back from worse situations. The key will be resilience. Dallas needs to harness this setback as a wake-up call. They must tighten up, eliminate those costly mistakes, and rediscover their offensive rhythm. The upcoming schedule features some critical games, and the team's mental toughness will be tested to the fullest. Looking back at recent seasons, the Cowboys have often been a team marked by streaks and fluctuations. They've had seasons where they start hot only to fade late, and others where they rally when least expected. The 2023 campaign, with its ups and downs, is no different. Their history shows that they are a team capable of overcoming adversity, but only if they learn from their mistakes and stay disciplined. Ferguson's errors serve as a stark reminder that even rising stars need to maintain focus, especially in high-pressure moments. In terms of comparisons, it's interesting to note how the Cowboys' situation stacks up against other NFC contenders. The Eagles, for example, have been remarkably consistent, while teams like the San Francisco 49ers have shown resilience in adversity. The Lions, who defeated Dallas, are an example of a team that has grown into a formidable force, blending offensive firepower with solid defense. The Cowboys, on the other hand, need to find their identity again, balancing aggressive play with smart, mistake-free football. So what are the prospects for the rest of the season? Can the Cowboys turn this around? The answer lies in their ability to learn from this loss. Dak Prescott, known for his leadership and resilience, will have to rally the troops. CeeDee Lamb, who has been one of their standout receivers, must continue to be a reliable target, especially in critical moments. The coaching staff, led by Mike McCarthy, will need to emphasize discipline and focus during practice, ensuring that mistakes like Ferguson's don't become a pattern. Looking ahead, the schedule isn't forgiving. The Cowboys will face tough opponents, and every game will carry playoff implications. The game against Detroit was a wake-up call, but it also sparks a crucial question. How will this team respond? Will they improve and learn from their missteps, or will they spiral into a losing streak that seals their postseason fate? That's what makes this season so compelling. It's a test of character, resilience, and football IQ. In the grand scheme, Ferguson's struggles highlight a broader narrative of a team in transition. The Cowboys have always been a franchise with high expectations, and this season's roller coaster ride encapsulates that. They have talented players, strategic coaching, and a passionate fan base that demands excellence. But football is a game of inches and mental toughness, and right now they are at a crossroads. Can they regroup and show the world that they are still a true contender? That's the million-dollar question, and the coming weeks will reveal the answer. Now, as we look at comparisons with other NFL teams, it's clear that the league is filled with parity. The Giants, Commanders, and even teams like the Packers and Seahawks are all vying for playoff spots, and every game counts. The Cowboys' recent loss puts extra pressure on them to win their remaining games, especially against divisional rivals and other playoff hopefuls. The importance of every play, every drive, and each mental lapse cannot be overstated. It's about consistency, discipline, and execution when it matters most. When analyzing the team's performance at home versus away, there's an interesting pattern. Dallas has traditionally been strong at AT&T Stadium, leveraging the crowd and their familiarity with the environment. But this season has seen some inconsistencies there too. The Lions game, played on their turf, was a reminder that even a home field advantage isn't enough if mistakes pile up. Conversely, their away games have been somewhat unpredictable, with some victories and tough losses. This inconsistency underscores the need for mental toughness and focus, regardless of venue. Rivalries also come into play here. The Cowboys' rivalry with the Eagles remains one of the most intense in the league, and that division race is shaping up to be a battleground for playoff positioning. The loss to Detroit, though not directly impacting the NFC East standings, could serve as a psychological blow if not addressed properly. It's crucial now for the team to reset, focus on their next opponents, and show resilience, especially against rivals who could determine their postseason fate. Now, let's talk about the tactical side of things. The Cowboys' offensive scheme has been praised for its versatility, But moments like Ferguson's costly mistakes expose vulnerabilities in their offensive line and play design. With Ferguson being a key target, especially in the red zone, teams will now scrutinize his game tape more closely, trying to exploit any weaknesses. On defense, Micah Parsons continues to be a game changer, but they need other players to step up and create pressure consistently. The coaching staff will have to adapt strategies to minimize turnovers and penalties, which have been a thorn in their side this season. As we look toward the future, the big question is, can Dallas turn this around? The season isn't over, but the margin for error has become razor thin. The team's mental resilience, leadership from players like Dak Prescott and C.D. Lamb, and the coaching staff's adjustments will all play pivotal roles. They must learn from these mistakes quickly, avoiding the pitfalls of complacency or panic. The upcoming schedule features some crucial games, and each one will test their character and ability to execute under pressure. In conclusion, this game against Detroit was more than just a loss. It was a reality check for the Dallas Cowboys. It exposed vulnerabilities, highlighted areas for improvement, and challenged the team's mental toughness. But it also offers an opportunity, an urgent reminder that greatness is built on resilience, discipline, and relentless focus. The Cowboys have the talent and the leadership to bounce back. Now it's about execution and mental strength. Will they rise to the occasion? That's what makes this season so captivating. And now, Dallas Cowboys fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this loss? Do you think the team can recover and make a deep playoff run? Or is this game the beginning of a more challenging road ahead? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Cowboys. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Dallas Cowboys news. Until then, keep the faith, stay passionate, and remember, every challenge is an opportunity to prove your true character. Go Cowboys!